This is a homage beat.
What's up, T.K.O.
What
gang?
up?
We are back with another video.
T.K.O.
T.K.O. But this time, we're not talking about relationships.
Nope.
We're not even talking about social media. Ooh, I feel like I got some in mind.
Well, YouTube is a part of social media.
YouTube is a part of social media.
Yeah.
But no, we're not talking about like the Instagram, Facebook, and TikToks.
Yeah.
We're reviewing someone else's content. We said we wanted to do this. This is our first stab at it. Messing around with the software, and we finally got it right. So we was like, hey, let's do it.
Yes, this is our tech person here.
Yeah, you know.
We gotta introduce ourselves. We getting a little too comfortable.
Oh, yeah. I mean, y'all only saw one video of us.
Right.
Hi, my name is Teddy.
And my name is Key.
And together we are
Who are we?
T.K.O. T.K.O. She was just singing that before. Go ahead, hit a little note.
Anyways, let's move forward.
Shy.
No, I just sung. Why would I sing it again? So today I sent Teddy a video that I thought we both shared some similar views, some different views, some views that have evolved over the years. And I wanted to talk about this specific subject because I think that I was once completely like 100% all or nothing in the space that this guy was in.
Daddy child.
Anyways.
Oh, you want to tell them what's about first, or we just want to?
With social media being so popular and everybody's being influenced by social media now, everybody's using that to as a tool to find a way to make income. So income outside of their regular 9 to 5. Some people are completely leaving their 9 to 5 and becoming entrepreneurs. So this video was titled "Why Chosen Ones Can't Work a Job. Your vibrations are too high."
I be thinking people use vibrations loosely nowadays.
Yeah. They can. People can use vibrating on a very superficial explanation. Yeah.
So 9 to 5 versus entrepreneur. We about to get into it.
Oh, you got it. I was about to say, not you telling me that you fixed it and that you figured it out.
I did that. All right. Anyway, let's get to it.
What is up, you guys, man? I'm back in this jank with another video. You know what I'm saying? Let's get straight into it, man. You know what I'm saying? Why jobs keep you trapped, bro? And why as you raise your vibration and become whole, why you have to avoid jobs, and why the chosen ones are mainly the hustlers, bro. The chosen ones are the hustlers, bro. We don't like to be bossed around and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like these bots. Most people in this world would think having a job is an achievement. Being bossed around is an achievement. Giving your time away for money is an achievement. You know what I'm saying? Your time is going to somebody else's.
All right. Let's pause there. You want to give your first comment?
I'll give my first comment, and I will say having a job is definitely an achievement. It's a necessity. You have to find work to provide for yourself, your family, to meet all your other needs. So it shouldn't be mocked in the sense of saying, like, people want to think that having a job is an achievement. Is very much an achievement. You got to make money somewhere. People don't grow into being their own boss. Some people, they do. Their parents, if they're 16, some kids might get a rental home. Some kids might, go out there and get a CDL. And then he mentioned something about being bossed around. I too once had a problem with, I would say, being bossed around. I could not. I had a problem with structure. I had a problem with um, not receiving structure as a child. So someone not really telling me or giving me instructions to do something. And then when I did get it, whether it was in school or at home from my grandmother or whatever the case may be, I really didn't like it. I didn't like someone telling me what to do. I felt like my mind had the logic enough to think thus far, and I didn't need someone else telling me so soon what my mind would tell me sooner or later. It sounds crazy.
I get you. Maybe because I know you, but I get you. But no, look. I'm gonna take this piece by piece based off what he says. So first of all, he used the term hustlers, and exchanging time for money in the form of a job is not an achievement. Okay, I'm gonna pick on the word hustler. Whether you're a hustler or somebody's working a job, you're doing the same thing, in my opinion. You are exchanging your time for money. Now, granted, one could argue if you hustle correctly, you don't have to exchange your time for money in a future state. But statistics show, if you want to use the real term, entrepreneur, in the entrepreneur in form of a business, most businesses fail within the first 5 years.
They do.
In some business or most businesses that don't fail usually just kind of stay the status quo
For quite some time.
So I'm going to let him continue to speak, but I just wanted to address the hustler part. You're still exchanging your time. And as far as like having a boss tell you what to do, I'm a firm believer that you still have a boss. Your boss comes from...
I would say it comes from within you, because if you end up not having, if we're going down the same path, if you end up not having the discipline to tell yourself like, hey, I really need to do these things so that I can make money.
Well, let's assume they do have the discipline, right? Let's just say they have perfect discipline, they have a perfect work ethic. To me, that person's boss, if they don't report to anyone, they have their own business, is two things. Their own basic financial needs that dictates how much they need to work.
Right.
And two, the customer. Whatever product or service they are providing or selling, that dictates how much they need to work.
Yeah.
So, real quick example, let's just take a hairstylist.
I knew you were going to say this. I have a point to make with the hairstylist. Go ahead.
But if she's the only one running her business, meaning she's the only employee and she travels or have people come to her, she is bound to the demand of her clientele. So if it's only 2 people, she works as little as she wants. If it's 10 people, she's booked up, but she can only hit a certain price point. And depending on what she charges and what her personal finance situation looks like, there has to be some sort of balance. So I would argue real boss is her financial needs and her customer base.
I get you. I think you mentioned something. You said that if she's too booked, then it's like a price point or something. You said like that?
No, what I meant by price point is there's a market cap on what you can set your price to.
Right. Well, they making up prices as hairstylists now. So.
I mean, I get that, but as a consumer, I have the right to go shop otherwise. I'm going to put it real simple. If I cut lawns and I told you I'm going to cut your lawn for $1,000, you look at me like I'm crazy in the face.
Right, because you can go find somebody else. Yeah. Unless you laying the lawn.
Unless you laying the lawn and
you creating the lawn and now...
You got turf and everything. You come with the grass. You bring the grass to the people. Like, yeah, you could charge that, but... that person is their own boss.
And even with hairstylists who, if they're too booked up, and then, you know, you come straight out of high school and you go into hair school and you decide like, hey, I'm going to be my own boss. That's totally fine. But then when if your business starts to expand and you need to hire someone under you and you need to hire more people under you, if you have never worked a job and never learned how to be coachable, you will run your own employees away.
Yeah, that comes into management skills.
Exactly.
And this whole conversation isn't about that, but there's a particular set of skills.
But I'm saying about the boss behind what you mentioned.
If you, it's easy to be the boss of yourself.
It is.
It is not easy to be the boss of other people because that requires interpersonal skills.
Oh, yes, Jesus.
Which a lot of people don't have.
No.
And it shows. Anyway, let's get back to the hustler video here.
His dream. That's not an achievement, dog. That shouldn't where you want to feel comfortable at having your paycheck and charged by somebody else. When you want to have your paycheck, you know what I'm saying, controlled by you. When you want to be a boss, bro. When you want to put your time into something that would, you know what I'm saying, work out in the long run? Or do you want to put your time towards somebody else's dream?
Again, going back to my previous comment, workout in the long run, that's not a guarantee. Mm-hmm. And this is not to discourage anyone from starting their own business.
It's just reality.
Heck, we even had plans of doing things for ourselves,
mm-hmm.
but we know
we did start a business.
We did start a business,
right.
And we want to start another one.
Mm-hmm.
We know the benefits, pros, and cons of doing that. And he said, you know, don't you want to have control over your own money? Again, the There's control is made by who is willing to pay for your product and services, not necessarily just you. So you still have to do work. Mm-hmm. With a job, it's a little bit more predictable, obviously. You have less control over the vision of the company.
Right.
But there's trade-off between work-life balance.
Some jobs, not all.
And this is not...
Because some jobs have you working like a slave.
And what we're saying is, it's not a one-size-fits-all. This is a situation by situation.
Mm-hmm.
There would be some jobs, like you said, that work you like a slave, and you get paid very little.
Right, but there's also people, there's also videos like this that I grew up, my father was an entrepreneur. This is the way that he made his money. He had different businesses, and he preached entrepreneurship to me, and that's something that I wanted to do. And you think it's easy when you get out here, you find your vendors to purchase your merchandise from, and you think it's easy. It's like a drug deal, basically. I got drugs. I need to flip it. I need to make my money back. This is how I literally thought. When you are really doing a legit business, it's not that simple. It's, especially with social media, you have to market, and marketing costs money.
Network too.
Market and network too. That's true. I don't care if people say, you know, it doesn't take a lot of money to do this and this and this. There's some things that it won't take a lot of money to do this and this and this, but majority of the things, you have to spend money to make money.
It does. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's your choice. You know what I'm saying? Most people feel like they're doing something because they're fulfilling somebody else's dream for a cut of the what you call the man on top salary, man. You know what I'm saying? And they think that, listen, bro, you have to understand, when you working for somebody, you are replaceable like this. You are so replaceable when you work in a job, bro. Just think about it. You know what I'm saying? They pay you low as fuck. You know what I'm saying? For an hour, bro. You get 9 an hour, say 10 an hour. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to pause it right there. All right, so 2 things. If you notice what type of jobs he's referring to, $9, $10 an hour, this sounds like serving type jobs, restaurant type jobs, cashier type jobs.
And there's nothing wrong with those jobs.
Nothing wrong with them.
I've recently held jobs like that.
I've said this before, not on this channel, but I've said this before to my peers and to you, that those jobs aren't meant for you to survive off of. Those are part-time jobs meant for you to get by till you get a more established job or something called a career if you don't want to pursue the entrepreneurial route. Of course, they're going to pay you low. If you think about business from a top-down perspective, the people at the top aren't touching the product. They're not providing the service. So where's all the costs being held? For the people that have to actually touch and provide the product, because you have to mass produce to create a revenue. So I have to pay the people who have a lesser quote unquote skill set, who touch product, flipping burgers perhaps, or ringing up a cashier, something where you could probably give an hour tutorial on how to do this and anybody can come in and pick it up.
Right.
It's a low skill job. So yeah, his video is absolutely correct. You know, if that is your achievement, yeah, I would advise you, hey, man, you need to revise your goal.
Right. I think it's so important. Something that I wasn't taught growing up is also having a skill. Like when you have a skill that puts you in high demand for a company, I find it that you're irreplaceable. So
To a little bit of extent.
To a little bit of extent. Like I feel like they're going to come in. Like I think in my mind that they will respect you more because you have knowledge that they need, versus they just need a human body, somebody to do these basic skills to, you know, make the company work.
Yeah. And just a little bit about me, like Kiana is the more entrepreneur spirit between the two of us. She gets it from her dad.
I was kind of.
She still is. And she's rubbed up on me, definitely. For me, my dad was the more structured route. He went the corporate route as well, although he had some policing and stuff in his background. But he still kind of went that traditional, I work a 9-to-5 type of job. And he instilled a lot of those principles within myself. Mm-hmm. And now I'm in a profession, supply chain, where, as you just mentioned, I have a particular knowledge base and skill set that is attractable to a variety of companies, which gives me versatility.
Right, like they need you.
Yeah, and this is what I wanted to comment on his first comment. He said, "You're replaceable." Mm-hmm. Again, I go back. If you're at the very bottom, yeah, you probably are replaceable. It doesn't take that much to,
because you don't have that much knowledge
or a skill set that's
pushes the company forward.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would argue on the flip side of that, for an entrepreneur or a hustler, you limit yourself in the beginning. You're taking a huge risk. You're putting all of your eggs in one basket. You're saying that I'm going to put my entire time, of course you're not going to replace yourself, but I'm going to put my entire time, my entire money into this one situation in hopes that it will produce a profit later on, or you're able to set up some sort of infrastructure for you to kind of step away and still bring in money. That's not a guarantee. And let's say your business fails in 3 years and you're tapped out or you're out of resources. What skills do you have that are transferable to start a new business or potentially go get a job to hold you over until you can do something else?
I get what you're saying. It's really hard, as you say, that I can be a bit of a dreamer, a person that can get away from reality. And those type of people are still needed to dream.
They're very necessary.
However, people will say, well, you know, it happened for such and such and such and such and all this other stuff. That's that person. That's not, that's not you. You have to, I think, to really make your business work, you have to go out there and get the skill sets to be everything that you need in your business to run your business. Meaning you have to have management skills, you have to have interpersonal skills so that you can...
Financial acumen.
Financial, yes, because when you first start out, you're doing all of this for yourself. Most times you don't have the money to go out there and hire somebody. And if you do, why would you waste that? You want to put all of that into growing your business.
You touched on something that I know we want to talk about, so I'm going to bring it up now. So just like people may see this video, I think this video probably has about 21,000 views or something like that. And if you look at the comments, they're all like, hoorah, yeah, like I needed that message. Great. I'm glad people are getting something out of it. But I find it to be dangerous too, because social media, YouTube, there's access to information or just, people just talking their opinions, kind of like we are, will set you up thinking like, because it's easy to see somebody else quote unquote make it or talk about this lifestyle, and it's not the reality. The statistics will tell you not everybody's making money like that. The word entrepreneur has become so glorified. You see pop-up ads, start a dropship business off of using Amazon. Like, right. I've seen 50 videos And if I just, that's a lot to one person. But
Especially
everybody can't do
being
that.
fed. Right. Everybody can't do it. Everybody don't have the mentality, the discipline, everything that comes with being an entrepreneur to achieve the most high of entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Let's go.
Shit, you get 10 an hour, you know what I'm saying? And they work the fuck out of your ass, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they know that you are easily replaceable. You know what I'm saying? So this is why they work the fuck out of your ass, bro. You know what I'm saying? This thing is deep, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to be, listen, bro. All I'm saying is there's nothing wrong if you want to work a job, bro. There's nothing wrong if you want to, you know what I'm saying, work a job, but that's just not for me. Especially when you start to raise your vibration and you get into these workplaces and workforces, they'll target you because your vibration is high. To drain and steal your energy, bro. They'll come to you and pick on you. Listen, bro, when I used to work at UPS, them managers used to be on my dick, bro. They used to be on my, bro. I'm talking about these managers, bro. These supervisors was so fucking, oh, bro. These supervisors.
Hold on. I just gotta stop it right there. All right. I think this is what we're talking about, where people just kind of throw out the word vibrations, and people victimize themselves by saying, "Oh, my vibration is so high." You know, if they were just hating on it. Now, granted,
I've been there, y'all.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
Yeah, it can happen, definitely.
It does happen. I just don't know if it happens as often people think.
Yeah.
What people don't realize is that businesses are made of people, and people have flaws, and people who don't know how to manage, who get put in management positions, like you were saying, it's hard to work for those type of people. And where often a lot of the problem arises, again, where people have this, where there's this strife between the quote unquote blue collar worker or the bottom level workforce, the people that are touching the product, and then the management, is because one doesn't understand the other, and you got human beings interacting with each other, so
not seeing each other's perspective.
Not seeing each other's perspective. So he may feel like, man, he's always on my stuff,
right?
But dude really just don't know how to manage. It's probably just not you. It's probably a high turnover position, or it's a very labor intense position that requires a lot out of you, so they're having to pressure you, and it seems like they're getting on you, and it's just par for the course really at times. Granted, you can have some managers that can know how to pull you aside, talk to you, tell you the goal, this is what we're doing. Those are the good people,
right?
But that's not everybody, especially on like the tier 1, level 1 type management.
I will tell you though, for people who have a problem with every job that they go to, I would say I could be one of them. I always could find something wrong, and that is because I didn't have my mind programmed correctly. Anything that anybody did, I took it so personally, and it would just kind of affect my whole day there or my whole environment. I would get upset about the things that I couldn't control, that had nothing to do with me, but they would affect me in some way. I wasn't happy. I didn't know my purpose. And sometimes your purpose is working a job. You just have to find a career or a job that brings you purpose, that brings you happiness. And you also have to learn how to serve. I think that that's something that I missed or I didn't understand. It's like serving others. Because if you want to go out there and start your own business and you don't know how to serve, how can you expect somebody to serve you? You have to show that you have the attitude of service, of serving.
Right. You hit the nail on the head, though. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper into your own personal like job history, right?
Don't be telling my business.
But I'm not gonna tell it all. But you were job happy,
yeah,
right?
I was.
And we struggle with this between her and I. That's part of just understanding each other as we,
and not understanding myself.
Right, and you not understanding yourself. But you were job happy because you, as you said, you didn't know your purpose. You didn't know what line of work fits you. So
fulfilled me.
Fulfilled you, right? So in the beginning, you're all hoorah entrepreneurship, but nobody explained to you the different avenues where you can still carry an entrepreneur spirit, but still have a job until you can actually go out there and create your own.
Right.
And how that looked for her, she was in the corporate.
It's cool.
Minor technical difficulties.
Okay, I'll finish telling the story.
Okay, we're back. I think you were about to pick up on my comment about,
You were saying that I was job hoppy.
Yeah, you were job hoppy, but then you kind of found something that matched with your inner being.
Right.
Which allowed you to still keep a job and actually put you in more of a demand, despite what this young man is saying. And you have a lot of unlimited earning potential to kind of just go along with whatever it is.
Honestly, it's more entrepreneurship than what I thought entrepreneurship was, and I don't have, it's least risk, not a lot of risk.
Yeah, you actually have, I put it like this, it's like if you get on with an agency, basically that's what you're doing, and you're advertising your skill. You just go work for somebody. It's almost like a consultant. I'm going to come over here and perform a service for you and leave when I want to.
Exactly.
All right, so it still can work. You don't have to go out here and get an LLC or any type of business structure and actually formulate a real business.
Yeah, just because you feel like your vibrations are high and people aren't the chosen ones. I do have to make a comment and say, for people who think that, why the chosen ones can't work a job and you have to go into entrepreneurship. Like, what are the VPs and the CEOs at these companies doing? Because those people are
chosen ones.
Right. They're chosen too. Like, everybody's chosen.
They still work for somebody.
Yes, everybody's chosen, but these are people who are actually making, big banks.
Yeah, but this young man wouldn't know that. Like, as you heard him, he said, $9-10 an hour. And then again, he may be specifically just referring to jobs, blue collar jobs. But again, by the sound of his video, I don't think he's been exposed to a variety
or
of
a different
jobs.
mindset.
Or a different mindset,
right.
Like you were saying. You and I worked for the same company before, and them people getting paid. Yeah. I'm talking about like $300 plus a year, plus bonus, plus stock options.
$500K a year.
A job.
Yeah, and it's multiple people.
Go, but that's something that.
Hopefully they were doing what they were supposed to be doing with their money.
Doing what they were supposed to do.
Okay, let's not get too far off topic.
All right, let's go. Let's keep it going.
What's on my dick? You know what I'm saying? And they said it was just something about me. And they just used to like me. Shawty ain't even know me. You know what I'm saying? One of the supervisors like, oh yeah, I like him, but she don't even know me. She ain't even know me, but she just felt my vibration. You know what I'm saying? She just felt my vibration and how happy I was. You know what I'm saying? And how centered I was. You know what I'm saying? But I was getting targeted in there, and I ended up losing that job, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cause they just kept targeting me. You know what I'm saying? Other workers would come in late as fuck, and when I came in late, they'll be on my dick.
But we also don't know.
On my dick. You know what I'm saying? But other motherfuckers came in, they ain't even care. But they'll be on my dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
When you have a friend like that or you have a peer like that, you got to ask yourself, how many times have I heard this exact story? It's never me. It is always them.
That's true.
Granted, there's a little bit of truth in everything. Kiana's had her own experience.
Yeah, I really felt like.
And I even had to challenge her on some of her own experiences.
Yeah.
Some were proven to be true and some were proven like, hey, yeah, these people in management, they just are tripping.
Terrible. Some companies are terrible. I will say that.
I mean, not every company is a Coca-Cola. Not every company is a Fortune 500. You do not have the top tier people in management trained with management classes.
This is true.
When you get to these off-brand sites, even to a UPS
Mom and pop
warehouses, you are dealing with a certain caliber of people. And I don't mean caliber in a bad way. You're just dealing with a certain grade of people where it's high turnover, it's low skill, high labor work, and the the money put into training individuals in a management is not really there.
Right.
You know, you don't go get these management classes. Heck, my last company that I worked for, we had one HR person, and he was giving, you know, a class every so often on how to be an effective manager. And granted, there were some great classes, but it wasn't hands on enough to where I can, you know, study it, repeat it, and, you know, have every manager act accordingly. Not everybody's doing that, so that's what you're gonna run into.
And I think it's also about for the employees, it's about communication style as well. We're not taught how to properly communicate and how to have good communication skills.
No.
So that can actually do more harm when you do have a problem and you think like it's not you, it's them. Sometimes you become the problem by not articulating yourself correctly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'll be working as hard as the other workers, but they'll just be constantly on my dick. You know what I'm saying? Shit is crazy when you know what I'm saying, on the high vibration and you gotta work with other people, bro. Your job, listen, bro, it drains your energy. You feel like shit after you come from after this job because it drains and steals all your energy. You know what I'm saying? Because of these demons, these energy thieving vampires, bro. You know what
I just want to correct something here. It feels like that because that's not where your passion lies. When you're giving your time and your energy to something you don't particularly care about, then yes, that thing
It's gonna be
will
10 times
still.
worse. I'm saying it's gonna be 10 times worse.
It's going to 10 times worse. So imagine you not already passionate about packing up boxes and moving it. And then you run into a person that is a terrible manager and they're being given directives to get a certain output. It's just not going to match. Especially if a temperament or personality like you don't like being told what to do.
Right.
Or whatever. You're going to clash. So again, it's just more so about your passion because there's people out here who love working with their hands and they work for a company. But they can put up with it because that's what they do. Whether it's you're a mechanic, whether you work on AC units, when you find your niche or you're a plumber, when you find that passion, it's no longer a real job to you. It becomes a passion or a career field that you can explore. You can be a aviation tech and love working on airplanes. You still have to report to somebody, but you come home a little bit more at ease because you're doing something that you love.
Something that interests you.
Yeah.
I'm saying? I used to feel like shit every time I came from that shitty ass job, dog. Every time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because they kept on draining my energy. This is why chosen ones, they want to work for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Work for themselves. That's a better option. You know what I'm saying? What the hell is this nigga doing? Sit your ass back, nigga. You on the leash. Your ass on the leash. You on the leash. Sit back.
Talking crap to the dog on the
Yeah, sit back, bro.
Say something. I mean, I
You know
talk
what I'm
crap to
saying?
dogs sometimes.
Most people are trapped into thinking, you know what I'm saying, that the job is the only way, bro. And I'm just trying to say, bro, it's not, bro. You can do something else. There's other things that you can find and put your hard work into. You got to put work in, you know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be worth it in the long run. It's some shit of things you can do other than working a job, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's some shit of side hustles out here, some shit of everything, bro. You just gotta open your mind and put your energy towards something else. You know what I'm saying? Put your energy towards something else. So where
It's a lot of things you can put your energy to. He's not wrong about that.
Right.
If your aspirations are just to land I'll just say it, a mediocre job or an underpaying job that you really can't support yourself, let alone anyone else off of, and you feel like that's the end all to be all, yeah, you do need to challenge yourself. There's a lot more things, and you might find it more fulfilling to work for yourself.
Yeah.
But then again, you can also go back and get an education or gain a skill set, go to a trade school,
Right.
and do these other avenues that don't have to require you to put out so much risk because you're depending solely on yourself. You can utilize a community and network to find a career field, again, a career field to get into to support your life.
Right. I was supposed to say something else, but I lost my train of thought. There are a lot of side hustles, and I know with Instagram and Facebook, it's the time of side hustles of finding something. People are being lash techs, estheticians, masseuses, if that's the correct word to say. They're doing everything, nail techs or whatever, but some people should not start their own business. Some people don't have the personality to go out there and run a business.
Let's just face it. They just want to say they're their own boss. They don't want to be told what to do.
Right.
That does not make you a hustler or entrepreneur. That just means you suck at taking criticism.
Right. That is so true. If you suck at taking criticism, it is not. And some people, they don't know that they suck at taking criticism. They don't know how to put a name on it. They just don't like other people to comment on them. And you got to really find out which one are you. Is it you got to find balance in that. Like, granted, nobody likes being criticized or told that something that they're doing isn't the correct way, or saying redo it, this isn't the proper way. But you can't. I lost my train of thought.
I'll pick it up. It's one thing to say you don't like being told what to do. That's more so you having a problem with criticism.
Right.
Versus, you have a passion. Like, say I'm in a position to make change at my company, but the leadership at my position at my company always seems to take us down the wrong path because they are clueless themselves, but because they're in a superior position, they get to make the decisions. To me, that is a respectable decision to say, you know what? Let's say I'm a lawyer and I work at a firm. Oh, let me go start my own firm because I have a different vision that I would like to enable.
But you have no idea what it takes to actually run a firm. Like, I think that comes
I hope they would by then. But again, it's
but no, I think if they work there for a long time, but it can also be a cycle because you will also think that you're making a change, you're breaking the cycle, and then you go do exactly what these people were doing, and then the people who work under you are displeased and unhappy.
Yeah.
So
it's always a possibility.
It's just the cycle, I guess. I don't know.
Hopefully the people that choose to leave with a lesson learned on what not to do, and
right,
educate themselves on what to do as a leader, as a CEO of a newer company or a new company in general. Take the lessons. Don't be like your previous boss. Again, distinguish between you just don't like being told what to do,
right,
and you don't like how people run the business that make decisions over how you all operate are two different things. If you find yourself on a ladder, then yeah, I would say you're probably more fit for the entrepreneurial side because you're thinking about the vision and what's going on versus just how somebody told you to do this and you don't like being told what to do, or you don't like the fact that your check is coming from a company. Okay. All right.
A company that's not yours.
All right. We'll try the entrepreneur route, and if you don't got the customer base to pay you, then you're going to wish you had some sort of source. But again, to each their own.
Right.
We're not knocking entrepreneurship
whatsoever.
I actually think it's a great idea. I just think you need to be educated on what it is.
And what I was getting to is that, you can go out here and get your skill set as a lash tech, a nail tech, a esthetician, or whatever the case may be. But if you don't have the personality to move your company forward, to be able to have those and build those rapport and relationships, you can kiss your entrepreneurship path down because people, they pay for relationships. They don't pay for a service.
Correct. I got one thing I want to talk about at the end of this, but it might rub some people the wrong way.
Oh, Lord, and not rub them the wrong way.
You can be your own boss, bro. There's plenty of things. All you got to do is look up. The internet is your favorite fucking tool, bro.
This is true.
You can look up anything that you want to do, bro, and fucking do it. Like, real shit. All you got to do is just put your mind to it, bro. It's that easy. Like, if you want something, like, if I want something, bro, I'm gonna fucking get it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? If I put my mind towards something that I really fucking want, I'm gonna get it, bro.
All right, so to me, he's really hitting on what vibrations are. It's your mindset. It's what you choose to put your energy into and not let affect you, right? So what he's saying is perfectly true. Like, if you want to do something and you have that drive behind you, that go get itness, like nothing can stop you. That, hey, if I think I'm gonna figure it out, I'm gonna figure it out.
Excuses.
There's no excuses. You can do that.
That means that you're willing to change and you're willing to bend. That doesn't mean that, oh, I found something on the internet. If they can do it, I can do
It
it.
don't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. You have to
wouldn't
be
go
able
fail.
to be flexible. That means changing a little bit of yourself. You're not going to sit up there and be you at the end of it. You're going to either have gained some skills, dropped some skills that weren't working, to be what it is that you want to be.
I don't care who tell me I'm not. I'm gonna fucking get it. My nigga, you have to have that type of energy towards something that you want. If you want it, bro, go get it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You want that Hellcat, bro, go get it, bro.
If you want that,
You know what I'm saying? You want that apartment, bro, go
It's
get it, bro.
money.
You know what I'm saying? Hell, you want to travel? Okay, go get it, bro.
A lot of
You know what
wrong
I'm saying?
reasons.
If you know that working a job is not gonna fulfill your dreams, bro, the hell you doing? That's all I'm saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I'm ready to end off this video.
It sounds like his purpose was only money, and I think that for me, when we started our first business, and I didn't realize it at the time, but a lot of my drive behind that was money. And if you're doing it for the money, money isn't enough to make you stick on the same train, because as soon as you see another train come that can make you money and you think you can get that money faster, it's easy to jump trains because you're just chasing money. But if you're chasing a purpose, if you're chasing something that actually resonates within you, it's meaningful to you, then you're more likely to stay on that train for that specific purpose.
Yeah. I will challenge you on this though. I don't think he's saying he's using money as his sole purpose.
He said Hellcat. He said if you want that Hellcat, go get it.
Yeah, I think he's just using like certain things to say, hey, if you want something, if you want particular things out of life, like hey, if you want a nicer car, if you want to travel, do the things that it'll take to put you in position to acquire those things.
Okay.
Now, what you're saying, I think, is absolutely true. If your whole reason for entrepreneurship is just, I want to make a lot of money, you will fail.
And that works good in sales, but it's usually the company has a purpose in itself. So sales, if you're going into sales, definitely. But the person who has the company has the vision, and they have a vision for that company. They're just training you on how to sell it to somebody.
Right. I think that was the end of the video anyway.
Okay.
But the thing I want to say is this, that might rub some people the wrong way. I think in our community, we think of business as two things: providing some sort of service or selling something. And that's like the quickest way to sell to our community on how to be your own boss. Because one, if we want to control our own destiny, yeah, sure. If I have a particular skill as a barber or as, like what you said, a nail tech, yeah, I can go out here and offer my services, my skill set to different people. And I can control it that way. And people will call themselves a CEO. I don't know if I came with this term. I just said CEE.
Yeah, you did.
Chief Executive Employee. I mean, you the only employee of your own company. You're not really a CEO.
Definitely not a CEO.
And then the other side of that was the selling of product. Like you'll find a product and sell it. But there are so many other businesses to get into that, which is just really involving business to business, or these back end products that you provide to the businesses that you sell and whatnot, that we're not being taught. So I think when our community starts to listen to like people like this young man, we get into, oh, okay, what can I sell or what can I do to, get into the entrepreneurial lane or this hustler mindset. I really don't like the term hustler because I feel like you're just hustling your time away.
Right.
When you become business minded, you don't want to hustle. You want to outsmart the market.
Right. You do everything with intention.
Yeah. The whole purpose of setting up a business is so it can be self-sufficient to the point where your input to the business is little compared to the output it gives. So you can sustain that business.
Okay. So what were you saying that might rub people the wrong way? It didn't rub me the wrong way.
Well, because we've had discussions, but for the nail techs and for the people who provide, I would say, simpler services where you can go to a trade school or a 2-year school or even just a 6-month program and go learn how to do something and then come out and say, well, I'm a CEO. You're not a CEO. You're working for yourself. You work for yourself.
You need to have people under you until you become a CEO.
Business.
It's your business. You're the owner. However, a CEO it's a chain of people, of employees.
And you're a chief executive officer, and you have your board. You have a legit business where people are, like you said, working for you. You have multiple things going on where you're having to orchestrate all this. Now, granted, you may be doing it by yourself, but a real CEO kind of have some marching orders to give to other people.
You have to earn that title. You just can't be like, I'm going to start my business. I'm a CEO. Like, you have to earn it.
You can very well claim, I am my own boss. Cool, no problem with that. But to me, and I might be biased, y'all, because I work in a corporate America, basically. And the amount of things that has to go through a CEO's mind.
Right.
A person who is just their own boss doesn't even think a tenth about.
Right.
It's not the same to me.
You ain't lollygagging when you're a real CEO. You're not just waiting for time to pass. You're really trying to lead a company somewhere.
And this last thing, I had a conversation with my boy who cuts my hair. And he just doesn't cut hair, by the way. He has other things going on. And we had this similar conversation. And he actually works for corporate America, too. His side hustle is cutting hair at the moment and getting into some real estate investment. But we had this. He works in corporate America, too. And people don't realize that business, a lot of people think they get to 6 figures. Oh, I got a 6-figure business. That is on the very, 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 very small end of what we would consider small businesses. Small businesses, at least in America, from my understanding, is like up under $200 million. That's considered a small business.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so your business bringing in 600,000, or 600,000, or even just 100,000. It means nothing. There's people out here can go to work and bring in 6 figures themselves and don't have to deal with half the stress you're dealing with to bring in that same 6 figures. So people need to really understand what the magnitude of a real business is. That's just small. And then medium, you going up, I would say medium is probably like anywhere from 500 up to 500 million up to $1 billion. And you got like $1 billion to 10 million. And you got anything above 10 billion. It's like conglomerates or whatnot. I got these terms from my boy. But again, I kind of already had that mindset. But people throw around this term, oh, I'm starting my own business. I'm going to be an entrepreneur very, very loosely. Not understanding like you really, unless you're really good at it, you just change the way you're exchanging your time. And you become the master of your time. But the time is really dictated, again, by what I said earlier, is your customer demand and your own financial needs.
Right. Yeah. So I think that I wanted to originally review this video because I saw that he was getting like some traction on it, some hits. And I was like, the world of social media, people are really looking at this. And the fact that he chose to say chosen ones, and that because
I don't like that.
Your vibrations are so high.
I agree with him on some of the stuff about the vibration, but it don't make you a chosen one just because you want to be an entrepreneur. Sometimes it just means you can't listen.
Yeah. I would say I agree with him about the vibrations, especially if you don't conform to a certain culture in there. Yeah. People will try to
make you who you're not.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So, If y'all learned anything, scratch that chosen one off. He has some good points in here, but again, I think he's mainly speaking to the part-time workers, the people that really don't have a large skill set. For those people who find themselves kind of in that land, who hasn't been exposed to the vast majority of careers that are available to you, just know, like, what he's saying is true. There's more out there. It just doesn't have to be in the form of entrepreneurship.
Right.
It is a long and dirty route. It can be it's high risk, high reward, but just know, look at the stats. It's just not guaranteed. As he said, Google it. You'll find out.
Right.
Don't let it discourage you. To each their own. Do you.
Yes. And learn all that you can learn.
Yeah.
Be all that you can be.
All that you can
do all that you can be. Hey, black child.
Hey, black child.
I read that book to my baby.
Yes, it's a wonderful, wonderful book.
Okay. Well, I think this is a wrap here.
It's a wrap.
So we out. My little handshake. Boom.